Alright, hey guys, doing another update. Today is the 4th, today's the 4th of November 2017. Today's Saturday and it's just past, it's about 6 minutes to 6:30, so it's 6:24. Just doing a quick update here. As you can see, that little apple seed, that little plant that was going there, we had a really hot day Monday this week, and last week, unfortunately it just killed almost all my little seedlings that won't put in water. I came home from school too late and no one was home and no one was able to water them, so unfortunately their rate of survival was too minimum and they didn't make it. So that's a bit of a shame, but I am trying once again with some more apple seeds over here. I'm actually doing a bit of fun with these ones here. You can see with these seeds in here, there's some of the seeds in here that I've taken their outer shell off. You can already start to see that little sprout pushing out of the seed already. So in a couple of days time, maybe Monday or Tuesday, I'll put these into the greenhouse box. Go over to the greenhouse box quickly right now. You'll be able to see those tomatoes that we had here. You know, that guy there didn't make it. That guy there has a tiny bit of colour on it, but very minimum, and I think the stress has been too great on the plant that it's not going to grow. Same with this guy in here. There's a tiny bit of colour, but I don't think there's going to be much, and I think the stress on the plant, little seedling was too great that it will, and if it grew, that it probably would not produce fruit, and I am totally not expecting any fruit to be produced, and it would be 24 to 36 months before I saw any fruit anyway. We got some more capsicums in here. Reason for this is because unfortunately quite a few of the capsicums I had planted have either withered or have just not made it, which is not surprising. Not surprised by that. I was totally expecting that, and I planned ahead and I planned some more capsicums. So over time, these guys in here are actually really quite bushy and thick and a bit too bunched together, unfortunately, which is a bit of a shame. Surprised these guys didn't die over the Monday very hot period. It got up to about 33 degrees here from about 11 o'clock till about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and there was no one at our house to water or look after these plants, so unfortunately they all died, or the ones that we see over here. I've got another example over here. These our basil plant has pretty much just been eaten alive by insects, which is a bit of a shame. Not too fast, but meh, what can you do? I did buy some of this from Bunnings a couple of days ago. Snail and slug pellets, waterproof and reusable. There was quite a few that I put around here, but you can't see them anywhere, so not too sure why that is, but it is what it is. Our basil guy over here, he's doing really well. There's another, actually that's our whole, I think that could possibly be a weed, but anyway, there's some more weeds down here. Just take those weeds guys out. Over here, our rosemary, chives, and whatever this weird thing is here, they're all looking really nice and really well. They're in a nice big pot and they've got ample room between themselves to be able to grow. Apple seed in there. In here is just a really quick clip of the sweet capsicums I've got going. I've placed these punnet of seedlings under the shed here because these pots here don't have holes in them, so they don't drain out the water, unfortunately, so they'll build up in water and it'll flood. Coming down the steps, you'll see a change in what's going on here. These are those sunflowers that we thought were lemon seeds. Still don't think that I now don't think they're lemon seeds, and I think that these are sunflowers altogether. So that's, you know, noticeable. They definitely have the texture and the aesthetics and the characteristics of sunflowers. Excuse me. In here we have our sweet capsicums. These guys look like they've been attacked, but they actually haven't. I've just trimmed these back really hard. So I'm trying to get these guys to grow to the size of these, this red capsicum in here. But unfortunately, it's being a bit of a shrub. These two here almost becoming two little shrubs for some weird unknown real reason. So that's a tad aggravating. It's another one of our red capsicums. These 1, 2, 3, 4 pots with 5 seedlings. So there's 2 in here and then there's 3 there. These guys were not planted by seed. These were store bought. I bought these from a corner store. There's actually another guy over here as well, as you can see. Moving on from there, we've got our sunflowers. And they're looking really well. You can see over here all these, you know, little where leaves were once. I've cut these all off with the secateurs. The reason why I've done this is because I want to exert all the energy of this plant up the top. I don't really want energy to be, you know, being utilized halfway up the stem, because it's not maximizing that growth. It's not maximizing its full potential of being able to grow up to the height of this guy here, for example. Now, they were looking really nice, really strong, and over the last couple of days, especially this guy here. I think I had a video of last week where this guy here just was barely growing, and it was, you know, it had been in here for a couple of months, and, you know, just had not grown at all. And I was like, you know, why is it doing this for? Why isn't it growing? Over that last heat spell that we had, that heat wave that we had, and over the last couple of days where it's been warm, but it's been very humid and very rainy, these sunflowers in here have just absolutely taken off. In fact, all the plants pretty much have just taken off in this weather. You can see these sunflowers in here are looking much better. Our tomatoes in here, they're looking really well. You might notice, for here example, I've just taken the stem off. I was watering these plants a couple of days ago, and I didn't actually see that the hose had bent over and snapped 2 stems. There's one stem over here and another one over here. Unfortunately, it got snapped as the hose passed over. It was a complete accidental rushing job that I was doing, and just a careless mistake, unfortunately. But now that these guys in here have started to become quite bushier, I just decided to move them now. There's 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, 10 tomato plants with 6 pots into their own. I split them in half, so there's now 3 pots, and these pots now have ample room so that all the tomatoes have enough air and growth to be able to grow, and they have the maximum sun potential that they can possibly have. For us, if we look up to over where this tree is here, this is the south, so our sun sets over here, and then that's the house. And if you come over onto this side, this is the east, and this is where the sun rises. I pruned back these trees over here quite heavily. They were hanging over the pool really aggravatingly. You can now see that the pool is looking so much better. Our automatic vacuum's now finally working. I'll tell you a funny story. There's a rubber tube in that pump, and that rubber tube sits, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see this with my finger, but that rubber tube sits inside where that head is, and it's a suction and when the suction comes in, it's like a diaphragm. It opens and closes, which causes that oscillating, waving motion, vibration motion of the suction, which in return causes the suction to form. Well, a split head forms right at the base of that tube, of that rubber tube, where the rubber tube connects onto the head, and it wasn't having any suction, and thus why none of the leaves were being picked up. And you can start to see that, you know, there's still some brown spots here and there, but it is looking much better than, you know, 2 weeks ago, where it was almost just yellow. And you can see also from the heat wave that we've had, you can see just how low the pool level is. But anyway, that was just a little update. I thought I'd give you guys an update on that, just for the fun of it. Over here we have some more sunflowers. You can see the height difference in these guys. These guys are looking really nice as well. You can see just how, you know, nice, and you know, these guys in here, these guys are pretty small in here, unfortunately. Not too sure why that is, but it is what it is. You can see in here, these guys in here, this guy here for example, it's got a really nice thick base, which is really good to see. You know, they've all got really nice thick bases, and it gives it just that lot more stability in the wind. This guy in here, well, he's very small, and I actually personally think this pot might be too small. Having a look around, it possibly could be too small. It might be time for it to be put into a newer, bigger pot. I put this bucket out here just to collect some rainwater for the fun of it. Over here, we've got another sunflower. These guys in here are just some plants that I mucked around with. And over here, this sunflower here, I just put this in about 10 minutes ago. So the soil's still a bit soft around the edges, which is normal. But this sunflower in here was the sunflower that was in that takeaway container box. I'll show you that in 2 seconds. But you can see how small this guy is, but you can see just how thick this base is. You look at how thick this base is compared to the size of this guy, and then you compare it to this guy in here, same breed of sunflower, but a much thinner base with a lot less hairs right at the base. You know, it's got this almost like a you know, it's got this really smooth surface at the base, and then it comes up, and it's, you know, much more hairy and much more rougher, and then that's the top of the place. That's the same with this guy in here. This guy in here is almost the same size as this guy, but its stem's much thinner compared to this guy. So I always find that interesting to be able to note that difference between how thick the stem is and, you know, how long the stem is, and if there's hair that's, you know, on the lower half of that stem, or if it's that really smooth surface. There's that pool vacuum, automatic vacuum I was talking about. And over here we've got our tomatoes. This may look like it's been brutalized, and it pretty much has been, but it's been done like this for a purpose, and it's been done for a reason. I'm trying to maximize my idea, my plan for these 3 store-bought tomato plants is that I want to try and maximize their height, and then once I can get them to about, you know, 1.5 meters, oh, not even 1.5, you know, I don't know, 1.25 meters almost, then I'll start letting it thicken out, and I might even just cut the top off and let it just grow out and become a really thick bushy plant, while maintaining enough space around all the foliage to allow air and bees. One of the things that I've noticed, and this is actually one of the reasons why I've placed these 3 tomato plants on this side of the pool enclosure, is because over here we usually have a, or under there at least, we usually have a bee's nest, and we usually at this time of the day, or this time of the month, we usually have bees flying around. Right now, what I'm noticing is that you can see here, these guys aren't producing any fruit. You know, you can see that the tips on them have just died. You know, the flowers on them have actually died. The base looks alright, but the flowers have actually died. Now, my guess, is that there's no pollination, and the bees aren't pollinating the buds. Now, a couple of days ago, someone asked me, how do bees pollinate a tomato flower? Well, the way they do it is by the buzzing action and the vibration. When they're taking out the pollen and the nectar that's in the tomato flower, they vibrate the pollen, which then falls down and pollinates the nectar. This causes pollination and for the fruit to arise. This can be hand done by just, you know, vibrating this leaf and, you know, giving all these guys in here a bit of a flick and a tickle and trying to move them up and stir them up a bit. But I haven't found a very high success rate in doing that, unfortunately. Or at least in this area of Sydney, I haven't found a very good success rate in doing it. So that's that one tomato plant. This is our smallest guy in here. You can still see that this guy is no higher than the first bamboo stick, which is about 70 centimeters in diameter, which is a bit of a shame, but is what it is. You might also notice that I've added another piece of bamboo on here. I thought I had a much longer piece of bamboo. You know, that was almost like the length of this piece of bamboo here. And I tried looking around to look for them, and unfortunately I couldn't find them. So what I decided to do was just to use a bit of wire and just buddy these two bamboo sticks up together. And it's worked perfectly fine. It's done its job and it's done exactly what I wanted. So now it being, you know, 60 centimeters, you know, it's now 1.50 centimeters almost, which is good because, as you can see in this guy here, this is where the top of the first bamboo stick is, and we're already 10 centimeters higher. This plant's already almost, you know, probably 6-7 centimeters higher than the normal base. In here as well, he's going strong, but it's not the best. I've actually got to be careful now. Just splashed water all over me. To not fall into the pool because there's not a lot of room, and I'm trying not to, you know, snap the branches of these tomato plants, and also not to get my arm or my jacket or my rain jacket as I'm wearing right now, not trying to get these caught on the top of the bamboo stick, because whoop, bang, over goes the tomato plant, which I've done a few times now. This guy in here, same deal. We've got some nice little sprouters coming up here. They're looking really good. I'm leaving those to grow. I might possibly take out that guy there. There isn't much growing on this side of the tomato plant, so I'm possibly just going to leave it, let it grow out. It might even possibly just grow out to be another one of these guys in here. And if it is, that's fine by me. We've got another little sprout here, another guy here, another guy here. These two here might cause a bit of a problem in a little time, so I might have to take one of these guys out, which is expected. And this is the top of the tomato plant, and as you can see already, this is higher than the first stake bamboo. So that's pretty much an update. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I have 3 or 4 videos being uploaded. I've just been flat out with schoolwork, and I really just haven't had the time, unfortunately, to be able to edit the videos and to be able to get them uploaded. The upload speed here is about 980 kilobytes, so a 15-minute video, you know, average of what my videos are, you know, it can take up to 4 hours to upload, which to me is just ridiculous. But for some reason, and I'm trying to upload these at 720, even 1080p. 1080p takes up to 6 hours. 720p takes about 4.5 to 5, depending on what computer I use. I've got a old MacBook Air. I think it's a 2012 model, and it's a bit slow when it's over the Wi-Fi, so I usually just shove that into the Ethernet port on the modem, and I've got a Ethernet to USB adapter, which I use perfectly fine. So yeah, that's pretty much all that's been going on around here. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Give me a like, comment and subscribe, and I'll have some more videos up for you for sure quite soon. There's a video of just some other stuff going on around town. But anyway, just past 4,000 views actually, so thank you so much also for watching my videos and looking at them all. Really appreciate the 4,000 views, and I do appreciate all your comments. I know I'm slow at getting back to you, and I apologise for that, but thank you for taking the time to watch my videos and give me a like, and definitely just to comment on it, to give me feedback on it, really helps me and helps you, and that's what I'm here for. And yeah, I'm only 17 years of age, so I'm learning, and many of you have never, gardened in your life, and you guys are learning as well. So that's the real reason why we're all here. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Have an amazing night, and God bless and take care. Thank you. Bye for now.